Hi everyone, welcome to this video where we're going to swatch, including lip swatches, and review with first impressions of Hard Candy's new Syrup Kiss lip stains. These are available for purchase through Walmart. I will put a link in the description box below to where you can find it, as well as a link to Rakuten, which will give you cash back if you're shopping online. Hard Candy has gone through kind of a revamping and a release of a lot of new products. So this is one in a series of videos I'm going to do. The next video I'll do for Hard Candy is actually a full face, or kind of full face, with a bunch of the new products that have been released. But in this video, we'll focus exclusively on the Syrup Kiss lip stains. So if that interests you, then this is the video for you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and you can also follow Allure Beauty on Instagram. I also want to shout out the other video that I did for a range of lip products or lip colors from Hard Candy, and that was for their all matte up nourishing lip crayons, which I will also link in the upper right hand corner for you to check out. I've been pleasantly surprised by the formula of these, and I've found myself wearing them pretty much every day, a different color for the past week or so. So if you want to check out the colors in that range for that formula, then that's the video for you to check out. All right, let's get to swatching and reviewing Hard Candy's new Syrup Kiss lip stains. All right, so the description for these products by Hard Candy says, non-sticky, cushioned, and packed with payoff. Syrup Kiss's luscious formula will lock in color without drying out your lips. Created with rosehip oil, the kiss of color helps nourish lips as you wear it. And these do contain glycerin. I do also see that they contain some denatured alcohol, which I find kind of interesting. And as stated, they also include that rosehip oil, which will definitely help nourish the lips. Now, interestingly, on Hard Candy's website, there are a total of 11 shades, but I have 12 shades to show you in this range. So I think I have all the shades that are available to swatch for you. On Walmart's website, there are 12 shades available, and if you buy them online, depending on the shade that you purchase, the price will range between $4.18 up to $6. On Hard Candy's website, they retail for $6, so that's probably the full price that you'll find in stores, but online, Walmart has some of the shades on sale. These were provided courtesy by Hard Candy, so thank you very much for letting me show all these shades to my viewers. So as you can see, a lot of Hard Candy's new products have kind of revamped packaging. I think they've also revamped their logo and the font that they're using, the way it looks. So these are the tubes that they come in. They're plastic rounded tubes with a light pink handle, and the tube itself is see-through and clear. So if you looked on the bottom, you could kind of see the shade of the color inside, but on the outside they've actually put this opaque sticker, so you can't see the color really that well through the tube this way, but the sticker that they've put around the tube is indicative, and from what I can see, at least on this shade, is pretty darn close to what the shade looks like in the tube. Then the shade number and name can be found on the top of the handle. And for the price, you get 0.11 fluid ounces or 3.4 milliliters of product. You have a typical twist out handle here, and the applicator itself is a flattened and pinched doe-footed applicator. All right, so the first shade here is Coral Smooches. Next is Crimson Kiss. Angel Whip. Berry Sweet, Decadent, What a Melon, Don't Be Jelly, which in the tube I thought was a black stain color, but it looks like it's going to be a really deep blue or purple, Makeout Mauve, Hot Kiss, Sorbet, Plum Tart, and Peach Parfait. All right, first shade up is Coral Smooches. This is a orangey, slightly coral shade. Next up is Crimson Kiss. It's a beautiful kind of classic red shade. Angel Whip. This is a really pale, almost blanked out, not quite blinked out, but really pale nudie pink shade. Fourth up is Berry Sweet. This is a berry purple shade, but it's actually kind of dusty, has a gray quality to it. Next up is Decadent. This is a super deep purple. Next is What a Melon. This is a medium pink shade. It's kind of like an almost neon-y quality to it. All right, next up is Don't Be Jelly. Let's see what this color is. Oh, interesting. It's neither blue nor purple. It's a really deep green shade. Very cool. Next up is Make Out Mauve, which doesn't actually look that mauve-y to me. This looks like a softer, light, almost peachy kind of pink. Curious to see how these apply to the lips, because when swatching, some of them maintain color a lot, but then some of them, like this one and this one here, kind of seem to remove almost. I'm gonna put another layer on to try to show you the color. Next up is Hot Kiss, super bright fuchsia pink. And then we have Sorbet, it's more traditional Barbie pink. 11th is Plum Tart. This is a kind of deeper berry purple. And last up is Peach Parfait, another soft peach with a pink undertone. And I'm going to add a little more product here. Try to show you the color. Okay, so there are your 12 shades. They all leave kind of a glossy sheen without using any sort of glitter or shimmer. And the ones that I swatched first obviously have had more time to set and dry down, but they all seem to maintain pretty much the same finish. Doesn't look like these are gonna quote unquote dry down really. They all have that wet gloss to them still. And hopefully you can see that they have good brightness of color, but we're gonna have to see on the lips how smooth and even they can be, or if it's something that you kind of wanna just use more like a water stain as opposed to a built up lip gloss. I don't expect these to be smudge resistant at all, but just to kind of give you an idea of how much they move. Here is a swipe test on them. So definitely watch out for smudging or bleeding when you're wearing these if you're eating and drinking. And these are stains, so we definitely expect to see, even from swatches, some staining. Ooh. Kind of as expected, these more nudie shades are going to have less of a noticeable stain to them, but the deeper and brighter shades absolutely have pretty noticeable stain here. And I'm using a decent amount of pressure. So you can see the types of colors that remain after that amount of swiping and scrubbing. All right, so having swatched all of these shades now, I have a lot of thoughts. First of all of these shades, unlike my first impression when I was removing the swatches, all of these shades have a very strong stain on the lips, even the nudie and lighter colors. The only exception to that really is Angel Whip, which is the most milky and light shade in the whole range. I also found Angel Whip to be an exception because it does look more milky on the lips, and it was the only one where I felt like it kind of settled in unevenly, maybe into the lines a little more, and needed a little more attention to smooth it out and to make it look not uneven. Make Out Mauve and Peach Parfait are pretty similar in color, so I don't think you need to buy both of them. And in addition, unlike what I thought when I swatched Make Out Mauve, once on the lips, it actually is pretty mauve as opposed to just pink. Also, unlike what it seemed in the swatches, the shade Berry Sweet is super smooth when you apply it on the lips, and it doesn't show any unevenness or lack of opacity. And that's, again, pretty much true of every single shade in the range, I would say, with the exception, like I already mentioned, with Angel Whip. I was also kind of surprised by Coral Smooch, which was that first shade, because that ended up looking much more pink on the lips as opposed to orange, the way it looked in the swatches. Don't Be Jelly ends up looking like a mix of blue and green. It's basically a really deep teal color, but I feel like on the lips it looks a little more blue than it did in the swatches where it looked predominantly green. And my personal favorite shades in the entire range are probably Crimson Kiss, that beautiful classic red shade, and I also really did like Berry Sweet. So moving on from shade-specific things that I noticed, overall this formula is super consistent across the board. They feel like a creamy gel lip gloss, if that makes sense. It's probably just something you have to experience for yourself, but they do have a thickness to them without having any sort of stickiness or tackiness or goopiness. So in that way, it settles like a gel because there's no tack to them, but they feel, the body of the formula is thicker than a gel. I think these would be super comfortable to wear. They have a nourishing quality to them despite there being alcohol in the formula, which now that I think about it makes complete sense because pretty much every staining product like this has alcohol in it, and it really sinks into the skin underneath, but the surface of the layer still stays such so that it's not going to be transfer proof or smudge proof. Now, sometimes what I do with these kinds of products is that I apply them and I let them sit for several minutes and then I wipe it off so that I just have the stain left behind. So that's something you could consider if you don't want to worry at all about any smudging or smearing. These do have a scent that I picked up when I would open the tubes, although I don't see any fragrance added to the ingredients. And I don't think I really noticed the fragrance after I swatched them on the lips. So those are my thoughts and initial impressions about the Hard Candy Syrup Kiss lip stains. No doubt these are a super affordable, very strong stain for your lips if that's what you're looking for in kind of a gel gloss form. So let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you've tried these out already, what your experience has been, and if you haven't, what colors seem to grab you the most. And of course, any other thoughts that you have. I hope this video was helpful to you, especially if you're trying to figure out which of the colors to purchase. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.